Hello, my name is Shuttle. Welcome back for another episode of Victoria 3 as Korea. In previous episode, we managed to get the tenant farmers passed. We're also trying to pass some better military laws, but that hasn't been going quite as well. But we might also be able to start actually doing some proper trading soon enough, which might mean that we perhaps will need a bit more ports. Right now, we only got one level in there. I'm pretty sure that this one cannot be... No, it can't be privatized. That's alright. Water to boiler will be done very shortly. That's going to allow us to get... Oh, lost all. Well, that's not good. Oh, it's 0% chance. Hey, but there's the water to boiler. Right, let's go ahead and... Well, I suppose, first of all, let's have a look at the buildings. Specifically, as it boils down to the coal mines and iron mines will get boost. And then I suppose the sulfur mine could get a bit of boost as well. We'll see how much of an impact that is going to be. Probably a decent chunk. Yeah, they are now hiring, and oh yeah, the production is going up, and productivity is also going up. Well, well, well. There might still be fairly high demand for coal. There's quite a good. And there is quite a bit of oil produced, but I'm pretty sure that's all the whaling stations. Legislative failures? Alright then. So 2 setbacks, we've now got 24% chance. I don't think we'll be getting quite as lucky with the national militia as we did with the tenant farmers, but oh well. GDP is going a little bit up and down there. It's the lead mine. Okay, so we're building another level for the lead mine. I don't know if we... I don't suppose we have enough coal in here. No, not really. We are getting another steel mill. But of course, that's not in the same state as the previous ones. That's going to cause a bit of issues, I reckon. Over here with the steel price is still a little bit on the high end. I don't actually want to use the coal to reduce the costs either. Or the worker cost, because we don't have the coal in large enough quantities, really. But we are building another coal mine, and actually this time in the southwestern state, after these two. So while the private sector is taking on the construction costs, we are incurring quite a bit of debt in here, which I'm not particularly happy about. How much is the service tax now? It's actually less than tea and porcelain taxes combined. Ooh, low progress of consideration. Now, I suppose one of the things that we could instead do is not bolster as many groups right now. I'm going to stop bolstering the rural folk. That's going to give us some more taxes that we can implement. So services would be over 3,000. Or we can put the luxury... I think we're going to put the service tax in there. So there we go. That's basically turning even again. It might cause a little bit drop in the standard of living, but it's not going to be that terrifyingly bad that it's going to cause a lot of issues necessarily. It might cause a little bit of radicals to rise up, or, you know, accumulate. But I think we'll be fine. Now, how is the Liberty Desire? It is still looking a little bit rough. Currently at 41. They do, of course, have a lot more prestige than we do. So that's one of the things. Then the economic dependence is pretty high. What do we have in here? Request knowledge sharing. They would not accept that. We'll take the extra Liberty Desire from that. I could potentially even... Oh, they would accept that one. Oh, but that would reduce the Liberty Desire. So yeah, we don't want that one. Direwolf accidents. They shall not have died in vain. Modern conservative. A new figure has risen in the ranks of landowners, campaigning on the unorthodox agenda, abolishing the corn laws. Sure. Oh wait, is that the protectionism stuff? Oh yeah, we got 2 right now. Yeah, we do have 2 supporting the protectionism, so we might be able to reduce the isolations, although that is also going to reduce the amount of authority that we have. So that could cause some issues. Oh, we actually got some progress on the national militia now. If we get lucky, we might still be able to pass that, and then we can maybe get the protectionism, then we can start doing some actual trading. And that way start, you know, getting a bit of extra coin that way. Like, things that we need a lot is, well, iron is in high demand. We could produce our own steel, perhaps. We only got 1 steel mill, but there's another one being built currently. So that's going to get us a bit more steel to the market. Which, admittedly, the buy orders are just the tooling workshops that we have. So, you know, the Chinese aren't really concerned about the steel. But we are, definitely. We also need to get more paper. That's for sure. So is there any... I think we got all the paper mills already using the sulfur, don't we? We do. We only got 3 levels, mind you. In total, so it's not really that many. Oh, the food industry is full employed, so is that, But yeah, they're making still okay money. Not necessarily like a massive amount of profit right now, but it's still pretty decent. GDP is, well, it did peak up at 10.6 million actually for a brief moment, but then it dropped down to 8.1 again. Comparing that to Jing, we've got, okay, they got about 11 times what we have currently. So now we're paying 10,000 per week to Jing. That's not good. We need to get our independence, but I don't know. Oh, what's this then? Rousing speech captivates the public. I will take that 15% support. Now we've got a 39% chance of passing the law. There's still a fairly high chance of stalling though, which is not great. I guess that is what happens. Alright, so what do we have in the production spreading now? Oh, it's canneries. Okay, I like the sound of that. That's going to make even more groceries. And then currency standards will be done soon enough. That's going to potentially unlock the per capita taxation. If we can get that passed, we can then start increasing our construction speed a lot, I reckon. Or at least the private sector or the government can do some construction work. Maybe improve a little bit of bureaucracy. Although we've got a fairly good amount of bureaucracy currently, but how's the institutions? We can't really improve anything in here. We also haven't passed any school laws, or education laws, I suppose I should say. There is a little bit of support for it, but it's not enough. And the private schools, we do not have the ability to pass that one. And then the health system, charity hospitals, there's not just a lot of support for this, really. But once we get through this law, we should be able to fix some things. A steel mill built down here in the south should be done soon enough. Is that... okay, they do have coal mines in here, but no iron. The closest iron mines are in our capital, which, to be fair, are already running with the better stuff. They do need a lot of coal, though, which is not exactly ideal. But I suppose, right, we're getting another coal mine now, and another whaling station. I do wonder what's the next thing, then, they're going to queue up. Because these are going to be built fairly shortly. Oh, law stall. Well, that's not good. Of course, right now, we're not incurring too much debt, so we are in a fairly stable situation. Then the coal mine will definitely be worthwhile, or profitable. It's going to reduce some of the costs for other things. Actually, how much do we need per level of institution? It is a bit more than what we have currently. Of course, we're still, you know, not getting the full taxation. Zhengzhou, oh, actually, the southeast is the highest percentage-wise of unrealized taxes. So we might want to get another government administration there. We'll wait for the coal mine to be built. Then we'll start building that. No, Kraiching is investing in cotton plantations. Alright then. Hey, we're actually making money now. Oh, they're building a... oh, did they just complete an iron mine? Don't know, actually. That may not have been in our territory. It may have been a bit of a blip there. A lot of whaling stations are being built, that's for sure. They're basically being maxed out in some places. And there's the currency standards. Excellent. Now, what's the next thing spreading? Gotta be either banking or one of these two. Oh, it's mass communication. Actually, that extra authority can be very handy. We will take... oh, grassroots support for the law. Yes, please. 44% chance of passing the law now. So we might still get the national militia. It's still going to be better than what we have currently. It may not be, like, ideal, but it will do. We're getting a fairly good amount of... oh, gold depleted ammo. Okay. Getting a decent bit of stuff, at least. Oh, Russia's taking some state over here. So we are actually neighboring Russia now. Which I do wonder, how's... oh. They might be in part of war there, so we've got improving relations with them. Which is actually pretty much maxed out currently. They do support our independence. I do actually wonder. Diplomatic actions request to support independence. We've got a few nations that we could ask, but none of them will support... oh, actually. No, we can't declare another interest right now. Well, that's unfortunate. Because we got isolationism, we can only have... well, I suppose once we get rid of isolationism, which, to be fair, once the national militia is either fails once more, or we can, or we pass it, then we can get... oh, hello, another paper mill, and arms industry, and iron mines. Oh, goodies. That is going to be a pretty nice amount of stuff, especially the paper mill I'm very interested in. Also, I suppose, is the... where's the sulfur mine? Up here? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put in the condensing engine there, just to get the extra sulfur. It might be a little bit of a waste currently, but I think that's going to be actually still good in the long run, because that means that we don't actually need to have quite as many buildings to get the same amount of stuff really out of it. So we've got... the standard of living has been fairly stable once we abolished the serfdom. Oh, and Japan's got a bit of revolution in their hands there. So yeah, the Russians bought this area. There's still a lot of gold in there. Hey, we got national militia. And suddenly we have a lot more money. Protection, there's not that much support for it, is it? It's only 5%. Okay, what about the better taxation law? Per capita taxation... Okay, we need to get rid of traditionalism, and for that we need to get agrarianism, most likely. We haven't got the tech for that. So, yeah, that's not going to change then. And homesteading is probably not going to happen. Definitely not going to go back to serfdom. Dedicated police force is good enough, so yeah, right now we might have a bit of a... It is 5% chance the landowners do still oppose that. Oh, foreign manifesto. Yeah, we'll get a bit of political movement support, and in recognition of accomplishments, we'll get industrialists a bit more power. The landowners still got 35% of the clout, but they're not as large anymore. We've got 11% support. Well, we got an agitator. Did we lose one of the agitators then? We may have. And then the lobby over here, we've got 3 approval from there. I suppose that's okay. They do have a little bit clout, although maybe not that much in the end. But now we're making some money. We did get the... Well, we're building another paper mill. The arms industry. Is the steel mill now up and running? It is up. I don't know about... Well, I suppose it's kind of running. It's not making a huge profit yet. I suppose there is a tooling workshop. Yeah, there's a tooling workshop in here, so that's going to start reducing the price for the steel at least a little bit. Thus making it a little bit cheaper for the other things. I suppose if we were to get a coal mine built in this state, that would probably reduce the cost of making the steel a bit further. Because right now, it's not really making enough money. There's not enough people or qualified people to hire there either. But we're still at 8.5 million GDP. I suspect that soon enough it'll start getting better again. We've got 18 million population now. Explosive shortage. Ah, right. Explosives is something that I could probably build. Ah, no, we can't make a fertilizer plant yet. So never mind. Oh, right. Explosive factory is a different thing, of course, but that's through the same thing. Well, I suppose after the percussion cap, we'll get the canneries. And then maybe after that, intensive agriculture will start happening. Because getting the extra production through the farms would be actually quite nice. Not that there's really a shortage of grain in the market, mind you. It's, yeah, it's a bit of a reduced price there. It's not too bad. We still need a lot of oil, which is entirely produced by us. So the Chinese are very much dependent on our oil, I suppose. At least currently. Of course, there's even more whaling stations being built. But it could be that, while we are losing a bit of money right now. How much would we get from increasing taxes? 8,000? That would cause a little bit of radicals and all that, but I think we're actually going to take that right now. I'm going to pay off some of the debt. And, well, actually, we can... How much would it be? I think we can actually start constructing things. We'll start building a motor industry in our capital. That's going to increase the demand for steel even further, mind you, but that's going to be very important because once we have that, we'll start building a few railways. We can get railways in all states. That's going to provide transportation, which is something that a lot of people will then buy, and that's going to improve the standard of living, and also it's going to allow us to then utilize the transportation in some things to reduce maybe the production costs, at least on some things. Not that we initially need to worry about the population use right now, because we've got still 77% of the population are peasants. So we got quite a bit of room to improve in that sense then, but we're actually, despite building ourselves things right now, we're still making a small balance, mind you, but we are making a profit. Admittedly, that is a cost to the legitimacy, but that's just something that you sometimes have to take. And there we go, we're at 9 million GDP now. Very good. So the small arms industry is, it's going to take a little while actually. We'll probably let them build that one after we've done our motor industries. Actually, it's almost completing at the same time. And then we'll probably start building a little bit of... Actually, I don't suppose the... where's the logging camps in here? No, we haven't got the steam donkey yet, so we can't use engines for that. And rail transportation is just way too... All the transportation in general is just way too expensive right now. The protectionism, there's still quite a bit of support for it. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and try to pass that. It's probably not going to pass. Oh, we need to get the free trade. Ah, okay. Well, that's probably not going to pass quite yet. The amount of loyalists are dropping fairly drastically currently. But yeah, once we get the motor industries and the arms industry, that's going to make at least the military cost a little bit less. I suppose also what we can do now is for the army, we do have a leader on there. Right, so I'm gonna maybe get a little bit of artillery conscript artillery, but that's still going to provide us with some more troops. That's going to be a total of... oh, right, the total amount of barracks was reduced, wasn't it? Yes, indeed. Okay, well, we might go ahead and build a few extra barracks then. Which, to be fair, I suppose what we could do is... those are already full. We'll just get a little bit of artillery in here. It will be costly. And it's going to take a while before those constructions are built then. Although they're not too expensive. It's like, how much is that actually? 100 construction each. So it's going to be 5-ish weeks per. Or like 4.5 or somewhere around there. The iron is still very high in price. Is there any other... Okay, foreign quarters. They're building an iron mine in our capital actually. Which is quite useful. We're also building an iron mine in our capital. So there's going to be plenty of things being built in here. But the iron mines definitely will be quite profitable, I reckon. Although the coal price is also going to be a bit of an issue there. So maybe we'll go ahead and get... Well, hopefully we'll get some more coal mines built. But yeah, the motor industries will be built, then we'll get the barracks. And after that, we might start building the railways. Since we're still making money, we're paying off some of the credit that we incurred in the meanwhile. So we should be able to then... Well, I'm hoping that we can fix some of the issues that we currently have. The military is right, so percussion cap, I don't know what's going to spread after that. There's a fairly good amount of options. The field works would be nice for the army defense, for example. I don't know if that's going to be the only one. How is our liberty desire currently? It is still... Oh, actually, it's not going down. Interesting. Rabble rousing. A few pointed comments from Hungjo Take that have left... Or Samgung, scrambling for a simple price. A loaf of bread. Debates on protections have since stalled. So we get -5% success chance. Who is this one actually? The agitator gets popularity, and landowners lose interest or the pop attraction. Or we take the -5% hit anyway, and. Oh, that's the general politician. That's the leader of the... I'm going to take the reputation hit. It means that at least the agitator is going to have a bit more popularity, and thus maybe we'll be able to pass some other laws as well with his help. But right now, we're still waiting for the percussion cap, and the GDP is 8.8 million, so it's kind of going up and down right now. Of course, once we get the motor industries, and then eventually we'll start getting some stuff. Right now, the motor industries might not be very profitable, mind you, but I'm sure that sooner or later it will be. Oh, and there's 7 more weeks for the arms industry, so that's good. Although, is there a small arms demand? Is there? Well, there's a little bit. So yeah, it will be profitable, I'm sure. The iron price is still pretty high. The steel is still in a bit of a pickle. The steel mill that we have down here in the south is not really making a profit. We could potentially reduce the worker demand or worker numbers, but it's mostly the inputs are so expensive that we just don't really have the money to really produce the steel in here. I don't know why the private sector decided to build it in there. I mean, technically speaking, I suppose coal mines could be built in here, and they probably would be quite profitable, actually. But the private sector is already doing a lot of construction work. Oh, there we go. The barracks are now being built. Oh, what do we have? A rebel. Force without a rebel. The movement needs drastic changes. Okay, we'll do that. Who deserves the grace? We'll give the rural folk a bit more influence. Oh, protectionism now 0%. That's probably not going to pass anymore. Just not that much support for the law, I suppose. But yeah, now the military cost is going to be somewhat increased again. We won't have a huge standing army, perhaps, but hopefully we can get okay amount of conscripts then. We could have a... Actually, how many could we have? Let's see, if we were to get some more line conscripts... Oh yeah, we can have a ton of them. Get some more over there. I think what we'll do is we'll get to like 40 infantry. We'll get to 10 artillery. And then we'll get a little bit of cavalry as well. Get that to a total of 60 conscripts. Which is going to be quite a bit, actually. I need to get... Oh, legislative faces. Yeah, no, that's a setback. Good point, actually. We'll take the 5% success chance. There we go. Now we're making some money again. The percussion cap is going to be researched in a matter of a few weeks. How's Jing's economy looking like right now? Since we're going to be comparing a lot to that. They got about 92 million. We still got... Yeah, they still got about 11 times what we have. But it used to be about 20 times, so we have definitely improved since then. But we've got quite a bit of work to do to actually catch up with them. But yeah, the barracks is now built hopefully quickly. We did get... Oh, right, building even more iron mines. And I believe the foreign quarters will be building more iron mines as well. So our capital will have a lot of iron mining going on, which is probably for the best, really. We'll probably need a bit more coal mining, though, as well, to go along with that. Oh, there's the percussion cap. Now, what's going to be the next thing spreading in there? Going to be one of these. And it is shell gun. Okay. We do not actually produce any artillery ourselves yet. That's something that we might want to look into at some point. Now we're losing a little bit of cash, but we did manage to pay off at least some of the loans. Of course, once the military is increasing, that's going to increase a bit of the cost. But then we can let the private sector take over the construction for a little while again, which should reduce the deficit that we're incurring. We do still have... Oh, right, yeah, we've got the defensive pact to support independence and a lot of other things in here. Okay, well, how is our relations with all the Liberty Society? It is not changing at all. I'm going to request the market control again. How strong is Jing's military, by the way? Oh, yeah, the market control denied. They have a lot. And I mean a lot. That being said, how strong is Russia? Comparable. I think Jing's got a... Well, actually, no. Russia's got more troops. So with the help of Russia, we could potentially win. Get the expert. We'll lose 3,000. And the political strength of the rule folk. Or, no, we'll get the expert. A little bit of extra credit, but that's alright. And just 2 weeks, and the barracks will be built. And that's then as much as we can build currently. I would like to get to the professional army at some point, just so that we can build up a proper standing army. But there we go, so that's now a lot faster construction of the mines. There is still the iron mine by the Chinese as well underway. Now we're making okay money. I suppose actually, I'm going to go ahead and build a railway. Also, I believe we do still need to enable privatization on the engine production. There's not a lot of demand for it currently. If we get the railway built there, that's going to provide at least a little bit demand for it. And then we can start spreading the railway. And that's going to provide the one... It's, first of all, so if we have a look at the railway in here, we could go for the wooden passenger carriages, which does mean even more transportation. Is that... Yeah, so there's more transportation. That probably will be okay. It will reduce the amount of infrastructure that we get from this, I believe, but that's still going to be okay in the end. Actually, I'm not entirely sure that it does anymore. But regardless, that's at least going to help us a long way once that is built. We can maybe then start reducing some of the costs for certain buildings in here. Maybe like the iron mines, we could reduce some of the costs, but at the same time, transportation... How is the transportation actually in here? There's quite a bit of demand for it. So one level railways will probably cover most of the demand for it currently. Of course, there's going to be more in the future. But right now, that's probably going to be good enough. The standard of living is currently dropping. But of course, the population is increasing and the employment isn't necessarily improving that much yet. Let's see, protectionism, what's going to happen there? Oh, it actually progressed. There's only got 10% chance though, so it's probably going to take a while before we actually get that benefit from that. But then we can start passing some other laws. The traditionalism, or we can't really get rid of traditionalism yet. Also, we haven't got a romanticism, so we can't get agrarianism up and running yet either. So there's a bit of problems with that, I suppose. Just a few more weeks for the iron mines, or one of the iron mines. So there's another fishing wharf being built. And the railway is going to take another 20 weeks. Oh boy, that's going to take a while. Wait, hold on a minute, does the... Oh! So it's a number 2 in the queue for that, okay. Interesting. So yeah, the private sector of China will be building that soon enough, I suppose. Our construction speed isn't going to be that much increased yet, until we get some better laws where there's going to be more investment pool that can then take over some of the construction costs. Or once the private sector is going to be taking majority of the cost, or at least half the cost, then that would be already pretty good. There's a nationally owned building, well, I suppose it's probably the motor industry. That is, yeah, it's making a small loss. Of course, since there's basically no demand for the engines yet, that's the reason. However, as soon as we get the railway built, that's going to be changing. Private sector is going to be building another food industry. Actually, how's the market prices looking like right now? So the oil price is still very high. Opium prices through the roof. So that's something that if we start importing that, that's probably going to be very profitable. Is there actually still orders? Yeah, the trade routes are already getting us a lot. Coal is still fairly high in price. Iron is very high, or fairly high in price. Groceries are also quite high in price. And if we have... Oh, there's some trade routes that are providing that, but... the 3 top ones producing it in the market are our states. So that's good. From the book. What about the industrialist backfire, where backbencher taking the fall for a power brokering ring? The opponents of the law inspired by Hyungyo Tag's tactics have called for immediate censure, halting debate on the protectionist law. So either we get a bit of a 10% or minus 10% success chance. Oh, we take minus 10. Okay. We'll, you know, take that. I guess that might be slightly better. I don't know. But it's unlikely that protectionism will pass right now, which is a bit of a shame, really. At least the literate rate is improving, so now we've got 16% already. There's still quite a bit of work to do to get everyone literate and all that, but we can maybe improve on that. How's the... Oh, we do need to get some more universities, actually. I'll build another 2 levels of universities in the capital. Legislative failures. Now we only got 5% chance there. Resource boom. Yangtze, so that's in the northwest. Oh yeah, I'll get the mining throughput there. That's going to be a lot of extra production. It's at least going to help our GDP, if nothing else. And the railway is almost built. The government will then continue building the universities just to get the innovation up to 70. We might also get another 1 or 2 levels of universities up here. We'll build another 3 there. It will be costing us a decent bit of money right now, even though we've got the higher taxes, but it's just, you know, it's a lot of stuff that needs work currently. But at the same time, oh, wait, never mind. The election season started. Conservative Party might be the winning, oh, because the scholars moved into the Conservative Party. Okay, so I suppose it's going to be Conservative government next. There we go, we've got the railway. Is the motor industry now actually making profits? Not really. But there is actually some demand for it now, at least, so that's good. The steel price is a bit on the high end, though. So I'm guessing the railways... Is this something that I could privatize that, but I'm going to hold on to the railways, I think. Right now, it seems like it is actually making a profit, despite the low supply. Ooh, 20% momentum for Liberal Party. Or Agrarian Party. I'm gonna go for the Liberal Party, actually. It might not be able to join the government, mind you, but maybe over time we can make it so that they can actually help with this stuff. Stand still. I'm gonna see if the landowners will compromise. There we go, we've got 15% chance, and that's gonna reduce the landowners' influence a bit further. Which reduces the chance of stalls happening. Debated are now the most likely thing. Oh. Okay, they're boosting our support. Or legitimacy. So that does mean that our... oh yeah, liberty is dropping. That's unfortunate. Economies are still very much entangled between the two of us, though. Free Trade Party, you know, we'll give them a bit of a boost as well. Sure. We are still losing a lot of money, but of course, once we stop building stuff for ourselves for a little while, one way or another, we should be able to then sort that out. Because right now we're still paying 11,000 per week for the construction extra, or something like that. So, yeah, private sector could probably help a lot with that. The private sector has got 3.5 million, almost 3.6 million investment pool, and I'm guessing the engine supply is still a bit on the low side. This one is getting subsidies, but I suppose that also means that it does produce or generate a bit of pollution. Also, a bit more infrastructure is available. And the amount of transportation, yeah, the transportation price is actually not too bad. It's still a little bit elevated, but only a little bit. Oh, there we go. Now it's actually reduced a little bit. But yeah, we're not getting any dividends yet. Mostly because the engine price is probably still way too high. That's the main thing. I suppose the engine price now is high enough that it is actually profitable to produce a little bit more in here, making a little bit more money. Of course, it's still fairly high demand for steel, but I suppose that increases the steel price up here a little bit. Not maybe massively, but it will hopefully elevate it at least a little bit to make it slightly cheaper to produce that steel. How we're looking on the research, so the canneries are going to be done in about a few months. So that's going to be actually, well, I don't know if it's going to be that good. Because if we look at the food industries that we do have, the canneries, so there's either canned meat or canned fish. To be fair, fish we've got plenty. I don't know if we've got enough meat, really. We've got some. Maybe we can have a little bit both. Like, some of them will be meat or canned fish, and some of them will be canned meat. I think we're going to take the 15% success chance here. So now we've got 30% chance. The stall is about the same, so it's a bit of a coin flip between those two options. But I do see that we are actually out of time with this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.